Have you ever gone to a restaurant and had something that tasted so good, you thought, I have to learn how to make that at home? For me, that's what these restaurant spring rolls are all about. I used to go to this restaurant in Wisconsin and the spring rolls were so good there. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just had to learn how to make them. Hi, I'm Shauna. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. So, restaurant spring rolls, I'll be teaching you how to make today. Sometimes they can feel a little intimidating. I've seen a few videos around and I thought I'd show you my version. So let's get right into it. Restaurant spring rolls today. You will be so happy you made them. They are refreshing, delicious, and so light and filling. I can't wait to show you how to make these spring rolls. For the spring rolls today, I'll use the Blue Dragon rice wrappers. So these go on the outside. And then I bought this just on Amazon, the My Fun brown rice noodles, and a block of organic firm tofu. And for the inside of the spring rolls, any veggies, like you can really mix and match. I used cucumber, cabbage, carrots, zucchini, and yeah, I think that's about it. And then also the tofu and the brown rice noodles. So we'll get started with chopping all the veggies. Oh, I did add zucchini too. So that's what I like. I love zucchini and everything, raw, cooked, doesn't matter. So I also added zucchini for myself. So let's get chopping the vegetables and then we'll move on to the tofu and the noodles. And once all that's done, once the prep work's done, these come together like a breeze. If you like light and fresh, you will love these spring rolls.
I am the slowest chopper, you all. So here we speeded it up a bit, showing me chopping all the veggies. I probably went a little overboard on the veggies. We still have tons left over in the fridge, so I'll be making spring rolls again super soon. I didn't mention in the video, oh, I do want to say, here I am doing the carrots, and I use the potato peeler to get the little pieces for the carrots. Carrots for me are so hard to chop. So using the potato peeler really helped with getting those pieces in a nice size that aren't too chunky. And they're really pleasant when you bite into them in the spring roll. So just a little tip, use the potato peeler for the carrots. And I also used romaine lettuce in the spring rolls. I didn't show it in the chopping part. Ooh, there the veggies are all nice and done. So yeah, and there's romaine lettuce in there I cut into pieces. Onto the tofu. So I drained the tofu and I put it in the tofu press. If you don't have a tofu press, I did a video on how to press tofu without a tofu press. And my sister tried to do a marinade on the tofu without pressing the tofu, and it just didn't soak in the soy sauce, and it wasn't as flavorful as it could be had she pressed the tofu. So I highly recommend pressing the tofu. So it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to press the tofu. So I'll put this aside. The tofu is finished pressing, so I just drain out all the excess water. The tofu cube is nice and pressed. So I'm just cutting it lengthwise. And I do want it a little thick, but not too thick and not too thin. Like Goldilocks, right? Just right. And then with the marinade for the tofu, first I put the soy sauce in. I put soy sauce in the bottom. This is just gluten-free soy sauce. It's all I have on hand. And I just pour a nice amount just to get the tofu cakes in there. And I turn them over so both sides get marinated. I sprinkle with garlic salt, garlic powder, not garlic salt, garlic powder, and onion powder. And then I stack these up on the side and put new ones in. And I continue like this until they're all pretty much covered with soy sauce, a little garlic powder, and a little onion powder. And as you go on, I can see the little bits of garlic powder and onion powder in the soy sauce now. So I don't need to add to these ones much more. So I'll just continue with these without adding onion and garlic powder. And then I see the onion powder and garlic powder's kind of been soaked up. So then I'll add some more. And I'll just leave in here to marinate about 20 minutes. Halfway through, I'll turn the container over and let the opposite side get most of the soy sauce that's on the bottom. And then it will be ready to cook. I'm gonna turn the oven on to 400 degrees preheat, so it'll be ready by the time these are done marinating. Tofu is all done marinating, so I'm just spreading it out on the baking sheet. These tofus didn't turn out so great. They crumpled a little, which sometimes that happens, but it all tastes the same in the spring rolls. And I bake that in the oven for 20 minutes at 400 degrees. While the tofu's cooking, I'm cooking these brown rice noodles. They're super skinny noodles. And I just want to empower you all to make these. I'm such a nervous cook. So if anything is new or different, I usually won't do it. But the restaurant that we ate these spring rolls at were so good that I found the noodles that they put inside the spring rolls, and I just had to try them, you guys. And it's literally just like making spaghetti noodles, only a lot less time because they cook a lot faster. So I have my pot on the stove, the water will get to a boil, I'll stick these in for just 4 to 5 minutes, and then I'll rinse them in cold water since I'm gonna be using them in the spring rolls, which is more of like a cold meal rather than hot. So that's it. That's how you make these. Super simple, super easy. So buy yourself some. I got these on Amazon. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So we'll get these on once the water starts boiling. Water's boiling, so I'm going to put the brown rice noodles in the pot. Stir them around with a fork. And let them cook for 4 minutes. The noodles are done. They've been in for about 3 to 4 minutes. So I just use my small strainer and drain them out that way. It actually makes quite a bit of noodles. So you definitely will have leftovers if you make the whole package. And then I rinse it in cold water, and these will be ready to go for the spring rolls.
I have everything out and the spring rolls are ready for assembly. For the outside of the spring rolls, the wrappers, I use Blue Dragon. I literally just got it at our local grocery store here. I think they sell them at Walmart too. But you can find usually in the international section of your grocery store, you should be able to find them. So I want to empower you all to use these because it's so simple. I'm using a pie container and I filled it with warm water. I just take one of the wrappers. You see it's like paper because that's all it is. It's rice paper. And I dip it in this warm water and I get both sides to make sure that it has water on it. So it's pretty wet. And then I put it on a plastic cutting board. I tried the wood cutting board that I have and it stuck. And I just do it on each side. I turn it over a couple times just to kind of get the water all over. And then once you've done that a few times, it starts to soften. I just dry out the one side and it's ready to go. So I'll start off with lettuce. I cut up some romaine lettuce and that kind of holds everything in place. Then I'll do a piece of tofu. The tofu came out of the oven. That's all ready. Cucumber. You just put as much as you want on there. Some red cabbage. Starchy husband and starchy son love these. So I will probably make all of these up. Since this is for me, I'll put zucchini on there. I love the zucchini. And then I put a little bit of those brown rice noodles. To roll it up, I just take one end first, curl it over the top, take the sides, curl them in, or fold them in, I guess would be the way to say it, and then roll it around. How beautiful is that, you guys? So nice. So I'll make a few more of these up and then I'll bring you around for a taste.
I kept this part in and speeded it up also, just so you all could see how I rolled the spring rolls. If you've never done it before, it can, like I said, feel a little intimidating at first, but really after the paper gets wet and then you dab that little wetness off the top, it almost turns out like stretchy. So it's easy and pliable to work with. So really just give it a try. The first few I did when I started making these would tear a little bit, and that's fine too. They just had a little hole in them or whatever. You know, it takes a couple times to get the hang of it, but once you get the hang of it, you will feel just totally ready to make these all the time. So enjoy.
Spring rolls are all done and I am ready for lunch. So I mixed up a little PB2 soy sauce and rice vinegar and water. I'll put that in the description down below that I'm gonna eat it with today as a dipping sauce. But usually I just use soy sauce and it tastes so good. So these will be my lunch. They're so filling, you guys, especially with the brown rice noodles in there. I also have some leftover zucchini and eggplant that I'll cook up or I'll heat up and eat with the rest of this. But I just wanted to get a bite in before I turn the camera off. So I'll get one of the spring rolls. Ooh, so yummy. Dip it in the little sauce and take a bite. Mm. I love good food. And these spring rolls are so good, so delicious, so fresh. I literally can't get enough of them. And either can starchy husband or starchy son. They love them too. So I'm going to go enjoy these. Thanks for coming along for this journey into spring roll making. I hope you give them a try. They're super simple. Once you get everything chopped and prepared, they come together like a breeze. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.